Hello everybody, I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you everything that I've been playing recently in the past month or so. And I'm not going to go into any details with the games that I put in my summer backlog, just because I'll be speaking about those more specifically at the end of the summer, after hopefully I've completed all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about these games instead at the moment. And the first one we have here is Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. Now, for those of you that have been long-time viewers of my channel, you may know that I never have showed this game before, but that is because my friend Chesley decided to send me more games. I know, it's crazy, but he insisted, and he sent me Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, and my goodness, you guys, it's been a long time. I've been wanting to get into the Professor Layton series. There are 4 games that have been released on the DS, and then, of course, The Mask and the Miracle, or something like that, some kind of subtitle, is scheduled to be released on the 3DS. Hopefully soon. It released in Japan like 8 years ago, but has not been translated to the US yet. But anyways, Professor Layton, this game basically has Layton and Luke, his apprentice. They need to go 10 years in the future because of this tragic accident that has occurred in the present, and in order to solve the puzzle, really the mystery, they're trying to figure out really what happened and if Layton's love interest is still alive. So I'm not going to go into any more details about the story, but my gosh, I have to explain my love for the Professor Layton series, even though I've only played one game. Guys, these games are just incredible. I mean, I was blown away when I saw that this game had full-on cutscenes with voice acting and everything. I mean, the cutscenes look incredible on the DS, and especially on the DSi XL. It is literally like watching an animated film. I mean, really just incredibly well done, and I was blown away at just how great the cutscenes looked. And the story is just so compelling, and you really want to know what's going on. The character relations are so great, and they could not have picked better voice actors for each of the different characters in the game. And the writing is just absurd, but it's hysterical. I mean, my gosh, it's so funny how, the NPCs that you come into contact with, you're talking to them, and out of absolutely nowhere, they just give you some bogus story, and then they say they have a puzzle for you, and Luke's just like, oh, well, why, certainly, I'd love to solve that. It's just, it's hilarious, it's crazy, it's fun, it's emotional. I mean, it's seriously like an emotional roller coaster in this game. Just so much going on. The puzzles, can be downright easy. You look at it and it's like, what? You almost don't want to put the answer because you think it's so easy that can't be the right answer. Then there's other puzzles where you're sitting there, pulling your hair out, or I don't have much hair to pull out, but, biting your nails, how about that? You're biting your nails because it's so frustrating and it takes, 10 minutes to solve a puzzle, and there's so much content packed within this game. I spent about 16 hours to complete all of it. I haven't downloaded the weekly puzzles yet, but I have gotten through all of the puzzles in the game's story, and also all the Layton challenges, all the post-content, everything, because it was just so fun and I could not pull myself away from the game. So if any of you guys have not played any of the Layton games and, waited, regrettably too long to play them like myself, please, guys, do yourself a favor. These games are absolutely brilliant, and, I cannot wait to get the other 3 on the DS and begin playing those. The next game we have here is Killzone 2. Really interesting shooter. I played through it. Really incredibly fast-paced. The story actually surprised me. It was pretty interesting, and all the way up to the end, and I'm really, kind of left you on the edge at the end of the game, wondering how things are going to continue because, there's just a whole bunch of chaos going on in this game. And I'm really looking forward to getting Killzone 3, hopefully, here in the near future. But this was a nice game to kind of just, veg out and just, just kill a bunch of guys. And if you're looking for that experience, look no further. Killzone 2 is excellent. Now, I have been playing a lot of Uncharted 3 online. Of course, I completed the campaign months ago. But really enjoying the online play. And what I really like about it is the fact that in the game's campaign, I felt like Drake was just far too loose. Like, the controls were not very tight, and I just felt like, it was almost as if he was had a buzz or was completely intoxicated because he was just all over the place. But the character movements and controls are much tighter in online play, which is really great. You know, you have a great ranking system and leveling up system. You can upgrade your character and, you know, purchase different outfits and stuff. It's really pretty cool, and I really enjoy the community that plays the game. Really a lot of fun. So if any of you guys are still playing Uncharted 3, let me know. Shoot me a PM. We can play some Uncharted 3 together sometime, because I'm really enjoying it. Now, my Nintendo Wii has been seeing a lot of love lately, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon, because, you know, I still haven't played games like Muramasa, No More Heroes 2, Red Steel 2, A Boy and His Blob, The Last Story, Xenoblade Chronicles. You know, there's so many games on the Wii that I could go on forever. But games that I have been playing, one of them being Mad World, and this game is absolutely fantastic. By Platinum Games only has me more excited to go out and hopefully get Anarchy Reigns soon, which is going to be a multiplayer beat-em-up that's going to be released on the Xbox 360 and PS3 here in the beginning of July, I believe. But Mad World is basically this crazy tournament-style game where you, Jack, is the main protagonist in the game, in this crazy world, very reminiscent of Sin City, if any of you guys have seen that film, or if you guys just are, you know, avid readers of comic books. It is all black and white, except they really emphasize the blood and gore in the game, and you actually see the colors, you know, obviously in red, just gushing out of the characters when you do these, when you basically just mutilate and obliterate your enemies in just the most vicious ways possible. And you basically use your entire environment around you to kill these guys. You just rip a lamppost off the ground, stick it in your guy's head, grab him by the leg, and then throw him on the wall. I mean, you do the most crazy things in this game. It is so fun, and, you know, you don't use the Wii Remote to move around so often that it gets, you know, almost as an annoyance. It's really actually makes the game, you know, more interesting, because as bad as this sounds, when you grab one of your enemies and then you can, like, throw them against a giant, like, thorn on the wall, you like, literally, like, move your Wiimote back and forth, and you literally just, like, smash his body into the thorn, like, 3 or 4 times before he completely kill him. But it's crazy. I mean, there's different stages, and basically in each stage you have to work up a different number of points, and you're awarded different points for each kill depending on how unique each kill is. And once you unlock a certain number of points, you unlock like a little mini bonus stage, and then after the bonus stage you unlock the boss stage, and the boss is usually just some crazy looking creature that you have to take down, who's usually pretty challenging and takes a few times to figure out the pattern and what their weakness is. But guys, Mad World, you can get it for less than $10 brand new on Amazon. Do yourself a favor. This game is not for younger audiences, though, so if you are, you know, a young person, definitely ask your parents' permission before purchasing this game. You'll need to anyways because it's rated M. But an excellent game by Sega and Platinum Games, and only has me more excited to play games like Anarchy Reigns and Vanquish. I believe Vanquish was Platinum Games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but excellent stuff here, guys. Now, all of you know that I'm a Lord of the Rings fanboy, so it should come as no surprise that I played Lord of the Rings Aragorns Quest recently on the Nintendo Wii. A 5 to 6 hour adventure that was worth a playthrough if you're a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but other than that, there are so many other games that you could spend your time playing. It was really just basically, I don't know, a little kid's game, to be honest. It was very, very easy. There was not one part in the game where I had to, you know, restart or die or anything. Basically, you are Lord of the Rings. The story is being told by Samwise Gamgee, and he's basically telling his kids the story of the Fellowship, basically. So it takes you through all 3 movies, you know, in a quick 5 to 6 hour sitting. And I beat this in 2 sittings. It really was not too challenging. And there's really not a whole lot of extra content within the game, too, so there's no reason to really replay it. But, and I know I'm not selling the game too well here, but you do get to play as Aragorn, so that was really cool. He's actually my favorite character in The Lord of the Rings, so that was really, really interesting. And, you know, some of the different sequences in the game really weren't told in the movies. Sam kind of twists the story in a few instances to make it more interesting for his kids, which was, it was fun. It made the game more interesting for sure. So, and the game is actually co-op as well, so you could go through and play as Aragorn and Gandalf side by side with a friend, so that's kind of nice. But nothing too special here. It's fairly inexpensive, so if you're a Lord of the Rings fanboy, definitely pick it up. It's available on the PlayStation 3 as well, with move capabilities, as well as the PSP and PlayStation 2, I believe. So if it sounds like a game like that's interesting to you, definitely go ahead and pick it up. But if not, you're not missing much here. Now, a game many people hold in high regard for the Sega Saturn, Nights into Dreams. I have not played that, but I have played Nights Journey of Dreams here on the Nintendo Wii. And my gosh, you guys, I was blown away. This is a complete underrated gem for the Nintendo Wii. The music especially is phenomenal. Very, very, very great music, especially in the overworld before you visit each little dream. It's just this very relaxing music that you can just fall asleep to in a good way. But the dialogue's cheesy, but I mean that's a given. Just the game that it is. But a game by Sega, also a game that's super inexpensive. I mean every Wii game except for first-party titles pretty much are incredibly inexpensive, and they're pretty much giving them away. But this is an excellent game. I recommend playing it with the classic controller. That's how I played it. Because the game basically is an aerial game where you're moving knights around the sky, collecting all these different little orbs, and you have a certain amount of time to kind of get through each of the levels. So it'd probably be weird. I didn't even try playing it with the Wiimote, but I could only assume that it'd be very uncomfortable and probably a little frustrating and hard to control with the Wiimote. So I recommend playing this with the classic controller if you have one, and if you don't, it's worth investing in one. But Journey into Dreams is fantastic. Again, not a very long game, about 6 to 7 hours I completed it. And but there's two stories. There's a boy's dreams that you go into and a little girl's dreams that you go into, which sounds really creepy, but I guess you can overlook that. But a really fun game, guys. Please, please, please check this game out. You really will enjoy it. Wonderful game. Now we're moving on to the 360 here. This video is already running pretty long, so I'm going to go through these games pretty quickly here. We have Gears of War. Nothing really needs to be said. I've never played through the Gears games, so to play through this on hardcore with one of my buddies was really fun. We've gotten to the final boss, but he actually had to leave. So if any of you guys are willing, I'm on the final boss in Gears of War, and I need to beat him on hardcore mode, and I cannot do it by myself. I've tried a million times already. So if you're willing, let me know, and we can play through this together. The next game we have here is Condemned to Bloodshot. Oh my gosh, this game is incredibly scary. I'm not going to lie. Really enjoying it, and there's a really nice mix of, survival horror as well as crime scene investigation, because I'm not really sure. I never played the first one, but you're like a special agent, and you're investigating these murders, and there's and I almost feel like you're in an insane asylum. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but just crazy stuff going on. You basically use anything and everything around you to just whack these enemies, whether it be, a wrench or the bedpost or, whatever. You just whack your enemies with it. So that's pretty cool. And investigating the crime is actually really fun as well. And you get rated on each investigation. So basically, depending on the information that you provide to the person, via telephone, you get rated on a scale of perfect to great, good, fair, poor, and based if the information is correct or not. So you definitely have to take your time through each investigation and look at the evidence and figure out what it actually entails, what it means, and where your enemy may have gone, as he fled the scene. But really, really interesting game. Again, not a game for younger audiences. This is very mature and pretty creepy, to say the least. So really enjoying this one, and I definitely plan on picking up the first one eventually as well, after I beat this. Now, a game that I've been wanting to play for quite some time, an epic JRPG, Tales of Vesperia. I've only put in 2 hours so far, but this is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. Magnificent soundtrack so far. When you're going through the towns, it reminds me a lot of the Ocarina of Time, as far as the music goes. Just really kind of, cheery, happy music, and the characters I really like as well, and the battle system especially. It's so awesome. I mean, I love turn-based battles, but it's a nice change of pace with this one because it's like a stop, like any JRPG, you do stop when you run into an enemy, but instead of, turn-based battles, you actually are in this giant circle, and it actually becomes like an action hack and slash RPG. So really interesting, a nice, stray away from turn-based RPGs because, I've been playing a lot of those lately. So, really enjoying this so far. The opening story has really got me hooked. I'm looking forward to playing through this game to its fullest this summer. It may take the place of Final Fantasy 13 too, just because I'm already hooked in this game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull myself apart to play other RPGs at this point, but really enjoying this game so far, as I expect. Now, I don't think you'd watch anyone else on YouTube for games I've been playing recently and see 2 Lord of the Rings games, but of course you would with me. Lord of the Rings War in the North. I played through this game and loved it. Oh my gosh. I don't know how this game got 4s and 5s out of 10s on the many review sites. Yes, the game is not spectacular. Yes, it's not perfect. It has its flaws, but is it fun? Action RPG, hack and slash? Yes, it is. And, it throws you into the Lord of the Rings universe, following the storyline of the movies, but basically, you don't actually, it's in that same time frame, but everything that happens that you didn't see in the movies, basically. And you get to play as 3 playable characters, either a wood elf, a dwarf, or a ranger. And I played as the ranger. I'm starting my 2nd playthrough with the elf now. Just a really, really fun game. And your character customization in this especially blew me away. There's so much looting in this game, and it definitely rewards you to go off the beaten path and search for hidden items, such as armor, new bows and arrows, and just different weapons and other helmets and the whole 9 yards. But really, guys, just an interesting game. I definitely understand why people didn't enjoy the game because it definitely brings nothing new to the table. But if you haven't played an action RPG like Dragon Age in a while and you're looking for that experience, look no further than this because the game isn't too long. Excellent character customization. It has online co-op play, so if you ever want to play online with me, I'd be more than happy to do so. And, it just has so much replay value because there are 3 playable characters, and there's so much hidden equipment around the game that definitely rewards you for going back and finding that. So, I really enjoyed my time with the game, and I'm definitely by no means done with the game because I plan to go through and play through as the elf and the dwarf at some point as well. So, really, really, really enjoyed my time with Lord of the Rings War in the North. And they're basically giving away collector's editions on Amazon, so if you're a Lord of the Rings fanboy, do yourself a favor and pick it up. It's pretty sweet. Alright guys, so those are all of the games I've been playing recently, excluding the games in my summer backlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try and edit this video down to 15 minutes because I know no one wants to sit here and listen to me ramble for more than 15 minutes probably. So, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.